Welcome back everybody to the newly constructed, expanded, almost 19,000 seat Jarun Stadium. We're still going with that name? Seriously? Oh, anyway, hope you enjoy the match today. Don't forget, stop by Philip Burger for your pre-game meal, and of course head on up to Palumbo's Bar as well for a beverage.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Jarun on the Impossible Dream. Season 13, Episode 6. Today we're going to put Europe to one side because we've got two big games domestically. The first one is Osijek at home in the league, our newly finished, fully constructed Jarun Stadium, just under 19,000 seats, as I said there. And yeah, that's very, very exciting. And the second game is going to be in the Cup against Cibalia. Now, Cibalia, if we go and have a quick look at the second tier, are currently top. Our affiliate team is second, which is a little bit of a problem. I really don't want them being promoted because then we can only loan them 3 players because we're in the same division as them. So we'll have to try and find another new club. Interesting though, I think here, just while we're at the second division, Bordeaux and Lokomotiva, who we've obviously seen in the top flight relatively recently, they're quite a ways off the pace early on in the season. 9 points off just the playoff. So yeah, that's we might be getting a new face in the Premiership or the top flight for this next season. But Cibalia's who the JAGs are facing. They're in form. They are currently losing the game that they're playing, but that's going to be a very interesting one, I think. So yeah, and I always think it's nice for you guys to see what's coming through from the academy as well, which is why I thought we'd do that. Just we'll do a European doubleheader next time. So not much to catch you up on because we've only had 4 days in game since the last one. 4-4-2 we're expecting from Osijek, and this is the team that we are sending out pending match loads, which we do have a couple of heavy ones in there. So Montel is not really ready to go. So we'll put Howe in for him. And Gavia, he should be fine. We've got a little bit of an issue with Gonzalez. Now, Rovers is fading. God love him, he's fading very, very quickly. So we're going to try and get as much out of Gonzalez here as we can. I have also had a word to him about his recent form, which has not been great. But everything else there looks okay. So it's Pinter in goal, Sanchez, Safronov, Crespi is the back three. Kovacic and Gonzalez will be the width. Howe, Resic, Gavia, Sina and Vidal. Let's hope they're good enough to put one over Osijek. Okay, so we can see the team sheets here. Now, this guy scores a lot and this guy scores a lot, but I think that's just against us. Finn Rea, that's a new name, isn't it? Don't recognise that one. Zavani as well might be a new name. So this is, of course, they're going to be their squad that is, Champions League. They are this season as well. So let's put on a show out there. It's important. Let's go with our home form and try and motivate us that way. Yeah, now it's going to be, we beat them, didn't we, away from home? So, yeah, it would be very nice to sort of beat them here, and then that's the head-to-head. At least we can't lose it then, having won 2 of the 4. We can see there the new stadium, the new stands all filled in, no more construction zones. Now, you may have noticed on the table there, didn't actually specifically show it. We'll see it in a second here, I think. There we go there. 4 points is the gap, 5 points even is the gap. So if we win this, it's not quite daylight, but certainly moonlight at least. But if we lose 2 points, very, very much title race back on. So yeah, it's very, I'd say I'd put this in the category of do not lose as a game. 5 points would still be a nice gap to have as we win that back through Resic and Howe. And let's see what the youngster can do now. He's got a long way, and that is surely a penalty. I mean, if VAR overturns that, having the ref blown up when we're in a very good position, I will be annoyed. The ref won't be the only one that blows up on the occasion. But we've got the penalty. Vidal to take. Can we get a nice early lead here? Vidal sticks it away. And that is good. Now, Todorovic. We had a Todorovic in goal at one point, didn't we not? Let's praise us early on here. I'm sure we had a Todorovic. I wonder if it's the same one. If it is, because we had Santa Maria or whatever his name is last time for Dinamo. It was the same guy. So apparently we've got goalkeepers just littered through the league. Oh, we only had him on loan from Rijeka. Okay, so we didn't really... We borrowed him for a year. But interesting. That's interesting. All right, well, nice early lead. Now, if we defend properly, then it starts to look good for the title, doesn't it? Let's be honest. But they've got a highlight here. I do think. Oh, and they're 1-1. Well, never mind. What I was going to say, because it's just been cancelled out there. But yeah, I do think a big part of the reason they were able to go on the run they did and score as many points as they did was the fact that they didn't have, it's bounced off everything and just fallen straight for Jurovic, or whatever his name is. He does score a lot of goals, so maybe fair enough. Yeah, I just think, because they haven't got close to 80 points. The only team that's got close to 80 points before is Dinamo Zagreb, who you would expect to semi-regularly. So I think a big part of that was just the reason that was the fact that they could focus on the league. I would be surprised. Now, we don't know exactly how much they've invested, obviously, over the summer with knowing that they had Champions League money coming in. I'd be surprised if they could do that again. I really, really would be. All right, do we need to change anything here? I wonder if we lower the tempo down a little bit. We've got the same old problem of not really creating too much. Resic is looking nervous all of a sudden. Let's try demand more again. It's just frustrated Resic, and we've got defending to do. We don't need to go in behind at half-time having had an early lead, that's for sure. And that doesn't look good. In fact, it looks very bad. We are behind. Alright, so something about the way we're defending is not working, so let's try trapping them outside. And, well, yeah, having held an early lead, we are going to be behind at half-time. We've just not picked up Augustinovic, whatever his name is, at all. Crespi's got to go out, put more pressure on him, doesn't he? You can't give him that much time. Give it a focus. We just don't need another one going in. I mean, every shot on target's gone in the back of the net so far, but that's been poor. That's been very, very poor. So we'll tell them as much. We'll pump our fists. We'll say get out there and win the match. And we will just send them straight back out, I think. We will try demanding more. And we're not too far away from substitutes here, I don't think. Because we've looked quite flat, haven't we? And I often find this when I try and put the same team out 2 games in a row. It does feel like we get a lot of flat performances like this. As corner comes in, Gonzalez will pick it up. We're very close to having to take him off, I think. Not having a great game. Goalkeeper does well. And what is going to become of this? Todorovic goes long. We win it. Gavia to Kovacic. What is that pass, dude? And that's equally as bad as Gonzalez tracks back and wins it back. Gonzalez to Rasic. This is some nice play. Can Gonzalez do something useful? Can he whip that cross in for us? He goes back to Sanchez, who's way out of position. But ball to Gavia. Over the top, and that'll do it for that. All right, let's make changes here. Gonzalez, you're having a nightmare. Rovis, you can get your Zimmer frame out and go down that wing for us. Cena, not your day. Mazzoleni can come on. Rasic, nightmare. We'll bring on Zinko or Ormarkic. We'll keep Ormarkic fresh for the JAGs and go with Zinko, I think. See how that goes for us. I wonder too, given that they have fullbacks and wingbacks, maybe we don't look for anything down the flanks. Just play a little bit more through the middle. Mazzoleni! Oh, Jesus! It's not our day. It's just not our day. Calm down. Everybody just calm the F down. Oh, that's unbelievable. Alright, Gavia. You can come off for Lacko. Do we try a berate? Let's try and encourage. Let's try and be a little bit more positive about things. We've still got a sub we can use. Alright, it's not Kovacic day, so let's try Von Groningen. He's a little tired from Europe, but you can't do any worse. And they go long. How? To Lacko. Lacko with a chance. Lacko's got time, space. Lacko, it's tackled away. Oh, that's harsh. I don't think that's a penalty, I'll be honest. As long as we get the... I mean, surely they can't give it. No. Do we get the throw, though? We should get the throw. That's a terrible refereeing decision to blow it up for that. All right, so we need... Let's just get rid of everything, shoot on sight, and we'll have to go a high line, step up, and go like that, I think. Vidal, no, we've already used all our subs up, so he has to stay out there now. Here we go with Rovis. Can the old man... Oh, he can! He's teed it up for Vidal, who I was going to try and take off. And Mihel Rovis, he's still got it, doesn't he? He's a one-star veteran, and he can still do it. What a ball from Sanchez. Rovis on the run. Good first touch, good second touch, cracking cross, and Vidal, it's one thing he can do, and it's stick the ball in the back of the net, and he's gone and done it. All right, come on, let's go and get a second one now, or a third one. Here we go with Lacko. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's good. Oh. That did not miss by much, did it? And suddenly we've sprung to life. We're into stoppage time. A few minutes of stoppage time left. I think given the way the game has gone, a draw, yeah, it's probably just about fair. We've had the more chances, the better chances, but it felt like a game. Yeah, we'll just take a draw and leave, don't we? So we keep our 5-point gap at the top. I think the way that game played out, we take a point and move on, don't we? It could easily have been a loss. It felt like that was the way that game was going for a long time. And like I say, we seem to get that a lot when I try and play the same team straight away after Europe without doing the mass rotation. That seems to be the sort of performances that we get. So perhaps I need to, learn my lessons and, actually make changes after Europe no matter what. But anyway, we got away with that one. Next up, it's the JAGs. Let's see what the kids can do against a very good team in Cibalia. Alright, welcome back. The JAGs are getting ready to go into action, but another big piece of the puzzle signed up for another 5 years, and that is Steven Sina. 75 grand a week he's on as a star player, and he's very much that, isn't he? So we've had 4 now, haven't we? We've had Von Groningen, Gonzalez, Pinta, I think, is tied down. There's another one as well that's escaping me right now. Vasgard and Sina. All here for the long term, essentially to the end of the series now. So that is huge, huge news. But it is JAG time. We are at home for this one. No, we're away from this one against one of the top teams in the second tier. I think they lost on the weekend while we were playing Osijek. So I think they're second now, which means our affiliate team is top. I really don't want them to come up. Anyway, we're expecting a 4-4-2 out of them, and this is the team that we're sending out. It's Orija Vali, whatever that young goalkeeper is that we signed. He is in goal. I decided that we signed him for the academy, therefore he's a JAG. That's just the decision I made so that he gets some game time. We've got Tankovic. We'll have a quick look at all these guys. We have seen these guys in and out of the first team as well. Skolabar and Taninsky as well. Right back is going to have to be Komorowski. He's not too bad, to be fair. And the main reason for that, obviously, Dovisar we sold, and then Simic, who I was thinking was going to be the JAGs right back, is injured, so that's why he's playing. Kantalotic is going to be going down the left. He's actually star rating wise the same as Rovic, so we'll see what we get. Perso, Haskar, we've seen these guys before. They're both internationals, I think, so obviously they're going to go in midfield for us. Siraj is injured, or certainly coming back from an injury, so it's going to be Ormarkic, the second, that goes in the number 10 role for us. And then Stramecki, who we have seen in the team before, he got a goal, I think, in the first round as well. He is going to partner Madzar up front. Madzar quality, should do a job for us. We do have our Australian on the bench. I've decided he's sort of a grey area. I'm not sure whether he's a JAG or not. So what I've done is I'm not allowed starting, but we can bring him off the bench. That's a sort of self-imposed rule. But yeah, we don't have any defenders. Absolutely no defenders, because anybody that I was thinking could play, of course, if they're 16, they can't. So we've got 3 good promising centre-backs that aren't playing. And then we've got a couple of injuries as well to people that I thought would be able to come in and sort of be backups. Kovacic is injured as well, which is why he's not playing. So it's not the strongest JAG side we've ever put out. Let's hope it is strong enough, though. All right, so we don't have to worry. There is a JAG in goal, though. Ivan Kosic is in goal for Cibalia. Do we recognise anybody else there? I don't think so. Goes to show I have no idea where I think he's on loan too. I have no idea where our players are going. Let's put on a worthy display. All right, that's a little bit of pressure to put on the JAGs, but ultimately it is still a second tier side that we're playing. All right, so here we go. They've got a nice little stadium, don't they? So yeah, I mean, a team we could potentially be playing next season as well. So that's, yeah, you know, we've got to take him seriously from that point of view as well. Recent form is taking a bit of a hit, isn't it? But, I mean, that was a bit of a disappointing one against Dinamo. A good draw away in Germany and the Osijek game we just saw. So it's not quite as bad as it looks, I don't think. But, oh, Southampton boss is in the stadium. No doubt looking at one of our players, I would assume. So let's encourage us. And I think it's going to be important for the JAGs to score first here. And then we'll hopefully be able to go on with things. But not much to write home about first 15 minutes or so. There's one thing we know from Kosic. Put a shot on target, he'll probably miss it. Although, to be fair to him, he's probably playing now, isn't he? So, here we go. We've got a highlight. Tankovic on the ball. To Madzar. Back to Skolaba. Tendinski. Forward for Stromacki. We're going backwards. It's fine. It's patience. Tendinski again. Ormarkic and Stromacki are holding hands in midfield. We could probably do with you boys moving apart a bit. Here we go. Here's a chance. We picked them apart. Madzar's in. Madzar scores. What a finish. And a good ball through from Haskar as well. We just lured them in, didn't we? Everybody was distracted by Ormarkic the second and Stromacki strolling around together. And then suddenly down the other side, Haskar, good run from Madzar. Beautifully picked out. What a first touch and a very nice finish as well. 1-0. And that's why we're in the top flight, Cibalia. Kosic making his usual contribution as well. And we've got another throw. Komortski. Perso, good ball in. Oh, and a good finish by Kantalotic. And I think that's his first ever goal for us. It is. So the young left back, who's barely had a look in, and if it wasn't for the JAGs, never would have had a look in. But the two young fullbacks, well, not quite the two young fullbacks, because that is Perso. Let's put the ball across. And Kantalotic gets the finish. Oh, we've got a visitor. You want to come say hello, Eva? Hang on a second. Here we go with Stromacki. Oh, it's off the post. It's off the post. And Kantalotic. Haskar. Hey, you going to say hello? Oh, this is Ava, everybody. Hey, say hi. Hey, just talk to the camera. Say hi. Hey, what are you doing up here? Hey? Alright, Komorowski. Good ball in. Ormarkic the second. Can he put a ball across? He can for Komorowski. And it's there for Haskar and we score! Give me skin! Yeah! Haskar scores. It's 3-0. And that should be that, shouldn't it? Alright, so what we might do here is we'll take a brief pause. I'll figure out why I have a child. And we'll come back to pick up from the kickoff. Nice finish.
Daddy, cricket.
Yeah, I got cricket, don't I, later? Alright, so we've sorted out the crisis, and let's see if we can continue on here. Now, the one thing we could look to do now is actually give some of the proper kids on the bench. We could look to give them some game time in the second half. So I'm thinking, this guy's quite good. He could come on, and Zelak we've seen before is quite good. So that's probably 2. Yeah, we're a little thin on the ground. As I said, we don't have any defensive subs. What we could do, actually, is... so, don't get complacent, I think. Goalkeeper hasn't liked that, but I don't think he speaks Croatian, so he probably doesn't know what I've said. Alright, so what we could do, I'm thinking, is give Pavlos a game at left wing-back. I mean, he's not a defensive player. But, you know, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Actually, no, you know why I don't want to do that, actually, is because Kantolic could fill in at centre-back if we needed him to. And so I don't want to... Yeah, I don't want to do that. Now, is this guy any good? Who's this? He's not bad. Alright, so he could potentially come on as well, but let's make these 2 changes. We know what Haskar and Perso can do. So we'll get some kids on. We'll praise everybody. And see if we can go on with this in the second half now. Do I bring Luke Allen on? Stremecki was tied coming into the game, so let's get Allen on. Yeah, technically not a JAG, but that's okay. We'll let him off. He's Australian. So, are we going to get any more goals? It's just going to be one of those games where it's essentially done at half-time and everybody takes the second half off. Kantolic is looking a little tired now. Alright, so let's get Pavlos on. He's such a good player. He's arguably better than Tomacek as you know, in terms of a wide player. We just have nowhere to play him. How long's his contract got to go? He's around for a couple more years yet. I've got to try and sell him, I think. We're just destroying careers having good young wingers at the club. But yeah, it looks like it is going to be a bit of a boring second half, or if you injured yourself. Doesn't look great, does it? Only 4 minutes to go. Alright, so we'll bring on... He's not going to get a match rating. And if we have another sub, we don't. I was going to bring Stanik on to play up front, who's decent-ish. He's not going to make it with us, though, I don't think. But it's been good, hasn't it? We did it in the first half, blew them away. Second half, we've essentially taken off, but so have they, and we're through. And that was a decent side as well, wasn't it? So I think we can be pleased with that. That's a good JAGs performance. So if we have a look at some of the other results here, are there any major upsets? No, it looks like most of the top flight sides have got through. Good that Gorica's out. They've been a bit of a difficult team for us in the past. But there we go. The injury, it's twisted knee, so he needed to come off, didn't he? It's a shame, actually, for the kid that we brought on. That was his debut. And he's played about 4 minutes, but better than nothing, I suppose. And the Southampton boss was looking at Perso, which I think they have made some bids for him in the past. So that is going to do it for today. Apologies, that's probably the shortest episode we've ever done. But there was an Ava cameo, so that's something, isn't it? But we'll be back next time. We'll do a Champions League doubleheader, and then the episode after that, we'll be able to do the Cup and Tottenham, and that'll take us to the winter break. So there we go. That's up to the winter break sorted. If you've enjoyed this one, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for Salzburg and Inter. Take care.